We're looking at shoplifting. That's an issue that we've talked about on Breakfast recently because police figures showed the crime has increased sharply, and now retailers say theft is spiralling out of control.
Let's have a look at some of the figures for you. There are more than 530,000 shoplifting offences in England and Wales in the year to March. That's a 20% increase on the previous year. Shoplifting is at its highest level since records began 2 decades ago.
And the percentage of those people who are charged for shoplifting offences is around 18%. Earlier this week, we spoke to the Policing Minister, Diana Johnson, who told us about an incident that she witnessed in her own constituency.
I was in a hall recently in my constituency, and I was in Marks and Spencer's, and a man just came in and took a really large bunch of flowers from the flower display at the front of the shop. And I was so shocked he'd done that. I went to tell the assistant what had happened. So that kind of brazen boldness of shop theft has to stop.
Well, Home Secretary Yvette Cooper told us the government plans to improve community safety by making town centre patrols a priority.
We believe the answer is to get neighbourhood policing back on the beat. That's why we're putting 3,000 additional neighbourhood police on the streets this year, and why we've said the top priority needs to be town centre patrols, with new additional patrols this summer in 500 town and city centres across the country.
That's what the Home Secretary had to say. Well, reporter Gemma Dawson has been speaking to one business owner in the East Riding of Yorkshire who described the latest example of shoplifting in his shop as brazen. So let's find out a little bit more about what's going on. Let's speak to Andrew Goodacre. Good morning, Andrew. You're from the British Retailers Association. So we've heard the word brazen used a lot there. Do you think there has been a change in attitude towards that offence?
From the criminals themselves, absolutely. They have no fear these days. And it used to be a case of hiding products in pockets. Now they're just filling bags and walking out, and knowing that they probably will not be challenged, and knowing they can walk away. And 18% of those people being prosecuted and charged means that they have a strong likelihood that they will get away with it. So yes, their attitude has changed massively.
So you say that's presumably based on the fact that they know they won't get challenged, as you said. But has there been a change then in how likely they are to be challenged? Has that changed?
No, I think retailers are very wary, because not only have they become more brazen, there's a stronger sense of aggressiveness in the crimes. You know, often people are coming in not alone. There's 2 or 3 criminals coming in at the same time to steal items from the shops. And so it's harder for employees and the shop owners to become involved for fear of some kind of recrimination. So I don't doubt that people are worried about losing their stock, and if they see the opportunity to intervene, they try to. But the aggressiveness alongside the brazenness is a real issue.
The atmosphere around this, I mean, it's one thing to talk about the statistics, which is important, and the amounts of money that are being lost, which is important. But the personal cost to individuals caught up in this, the fear of having an incident in front of you, of someone turning violent afterwards, for people who witness it and don't know what to do, all of these things have a real impact on individuals.
They do. I mean, running a shop is a hard work these days. It's always been hard work. And the theft from their shop, this is their savings. It's their life savings on the shelves. It's like us losing items from our home. And as one shop owner has said to me, it is like being mugged on a daily, weekly basis. And none of us will accept that in our normal ways of life. And neither should the shopkeepers accept it either. So we do need that support from government. And it's pleasing to hear the Prime Minister and the Secretary of State for the Home Office making those commitments. But don't underestimate the scale of the problem. It is massive.
Your members will know, and I say members, these are people who run shops, they will know, they have heard Home Secretary say exactly that before, over probably decades, literally. I mean, do you sense anything different this time round? I mean, where do you see the commitment? The words might be there, we need to do something, it'll improve. What do you see tangibly different? So say a shopkeeper now, today, has an incident, do you think the police will respond? Will they come round? Do they even bother? What's the evidence you're hearing from your members?
Well, on the positive side, we are members of a retail crime forum that set up a couple of years ago. That's a government initiative, Home Office initiative, involving key stakeholders from the retail sector. And we know that response rates from police has been a greater commitment and a greater number of response is made. It is easier now for businesses to report the crime and submit the CCTV as critical evidence to catch the criminals. The frustration, however, is that for all that hard work that's been done the last couple of years, we're not keeping pace with the level of crime taking place. So the volume of incidents is increasing quicker than the police can manage at the moment. So retailers are sceptical, especially the smaller retailers who can't invest in security, can't invest in technology to protect themselves, and are seeing their stock disappear on a daily basis. And this is critical to their business. Many of them will struggle to survive if we do not get a grip on the situation.
Andrew, as you say, times are tough for shopkeepers, but times are tough for everyone, and food inflation's been high, the cost of living crisis has hit. How much do you think this increase in shoplifting has been driven by desperation or need?
Some of it is part of that. If you look at the products being sold, those essential items are being stolen, rather, that they are clearly being taken by people who feel as if they've got no other choice. However, the size of the increase we're seeing, and the 20%, 530,000 incidents reported, tip of the iceberg, is £2 billion worth of cost to the retail sector. We believe, and the police believe, that a lot of that now is organised crime. There's not a single shop that isn't targeted, there's not a product category that isn't targeted, from healthcare products to jigsaws, to toys, to clothing, to pet food. It's all being stolen. And this is partly because it's so easy to sell the stock on now through various online marketplaces, and even rogue traders selling stolen stock through market stalls and shops themselves. So it's a bit of an industry creating now.
Andrew Goodacre, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.